In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this great personalized gift that would work for a guy, a gal, and for any occasion. So if you want to see my tips and tricks and how I did it, well then follow me. What's up, Glue Dots? I'm Elaine, the Midnight Crafter, and I'm so glad you joined me today on my channel because I have a great project that's very versatile because it can be for just about anyone and for just about any occasion. Those are always the best kind of projects. If you're new to my channel, I would love to have you join our Glue Dot family by hitting that red subscribe button down below and the bell next to it. And when you hit that, it will inform you every time I upload a new video. Also, if you're enjoying my channel, give me a thumbs up and leave me a comment. I always love hearing from you all. So down below as well in the description box, you will find a list of all the items needed for this project, as well as a link for PDF files that I am slowly coming out with for each project. And another link in case you're interested in entering to win a really cute blinged out keychain. It's a little owl. So if that interests you, great, click on that, put your email address in, and on the first of the month, I will be pulling one lucky winner. So good luck. Anyway, I think right now we just need to get to this project. We're going to start by painting our artwork any color of your choice. I'm doing mine black. So I'm just using the apple barrel paint because it's inexpensive. I got it at Walmart, but you can use whatever paint you'd like. You can even spray paint this if you want. The other thing I want to mention is choose your artwork size depending on the number of letters in your layout for your words. If you want to do an 8x8, which is what this is, great. Otherwise, you may want to use an 8x10 or even something smaller, depending on what words you're putting on there. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm probably going to give it a second coat. The apple barrel usually needs a second coat. I hear people use the Waverly chalk paints, and they don't seem to need a second coat, but I haven't tried those yet. So anyway, we're going to let this dry, get it finished painting, and then we'll move on to the next step. So while we're waiting on our art piece to dry, I would highly recommend taking a piece of paper and cutting it to the size of your artwork. I have the 8x8, so I'm going to cut an 8" by 8" piece of paper, or even just fold it to that point. You don't actually need to cut it, but we're going to be using this just to know exactly how big our workspace is so that we don't end up going over. We get a nice layout and then figure out that it doesn't work because it doesn't fit on our page, on our artwork. So you can see this is the size of my art piece, and I'm going to lay this down and start laying out my pieces. And this is, in and of itself, is quite a little puzzle. So I already had mine figured out ahead, but it did take me quite some time to figure out exactly the layout that I wanted for mine. So have fun with that, play with it. There's so many different options and different ways that you can do that. So just see what looks best to you and what fits best on your artwork. Nice, good, long Greek name. My son's name takes up the entire 8 inches of artwork piece. So once you get those all laid out the way you want and the way they will fit on your piece, then you're going to be looking at the spaces that you're going to want to put your pictures in. And it's going to be different for everyone's. Mine happened to lay out like this. So I'm going to be putting a picture here, here, and here. So measure out and see what those spaces are so that you can cut your pictures accordingly. So I've got, and I want my pictures to go a little bit underneath, maybe if possible, the edges, but I know that at least I will have a minimum of like 2 1/4 inch of space for this one. So make a note of that on your page, and then how far down you have to go. So this will give you an idea of what that space allowance is for your picture. And you're going to go ahead and measure out each section and see what space you have available, maybe what the actual space is, and then know that you have a little bit of leeway to go underneath a little bit of your Scrabble piece. So now that I have my sections measured for where I'm going to be putting my pictures, you're going to go ahead and look at whatever photos you might have on your computer or print out, whatever you want that's going to fit into those areas. Here are the pictures that I have printed out. What I'm going to do is get these cut out and get them ready to Mod Podge onto our art piece. So I've got my pictures cut out. These are my boys when they were little. They're all grown now. They're 21 and 22, but I just love the old pictures. But anyway, I digress. So what we're going to be doing here, make sure that these are all where you need them. And I'm just going to very, very lightly go along just to make a little bit of a template. I did mark out. It doesn't have to be exact, but just kind of right next to your pieces so you have a general idea of where you're going to want your pictures to go. And you're going to use that as a template. These lines don't have to be perfect. You obviously don't want to move your blocks. So that's why you kind of do your best and sort of give a general idea. So I'm going to move my pieces off of here now. And this is why you want to make your little your little map of those ahead of time, because I promise, as I said, you will forget. I don't know, unless you're super genius, which, you know, for me, sometimes there's too many other things in the brain. So also make sure that your hanging thing is up top so you don't have it sideways and then have your project all finished and end up not being able to use it. And then you're going to lay your template down on your box frame. You know now where your blocks are going to be going, so put your pictures on there accordingly. Now, if you want to be sure, just before you get these Mod Podged on, you can go ahead and put your pieces back on there again. I think I might do that just to be 100% sure, because I would sure hate to do all of this work and find out that they don't fit. That would just be such a bummer. So after you're completely sure that you know where you want your pictures to be, you're going to use your Mod Podge. I'm going to be using the matte Mod Podge, but there is also the luster one. You can use whatever you prefer. I kind of am liking the matte paint that I put on there, and I think I want to stick with that, especially since this is these are kind of some more old-fashioned pictures. So I'm going to put just a tiny bit of the Mod Podge just to stick my picture down first, because I want to make sure that I don't move it from where I want it to be. And I'm just going to do a little bit one side at a time. And you know, you may want to mark them a little bit. I don't want to have any marks on there, so if you guys have a better way of doing that, go ahead and let me know. Okay, we're going to let this dry now, and then we're going to be adding our letters, and then we'll be done with this really cute project. Hey, as usual, if you're enjoying my videos, give me a big fat thumbs up and share this with your friends. Unless you're planning to make one for them, this would be a great Mother's Day gift, because what mom doesn't love pictures of her family? Also, leave me a comment. Let me know if you have a better way of laying these out or of getting the bubbles not to happen. I'm always up for suggestions and always happy that we help each other out. Okay, be back to put the letters on. Okay, my Mod Podge has dried, and now for the last final time, we're going to actually put our letters in place again, and this time we will be putting them in place and then gluing them down. So it's the last time you're going to have to do that. So using your glue gun with just a dab behind each one, I'm going to start with some of the ones that I know are at the edge, because those are going to dictate really where everything else goes. And just go through and glue each one down, and I'm going to show you the finished product, plus another one that I made for my sister.